Hey, what's going on, guys? Alex here with Angler Sports Center, and this is your weekly fishing report. Before we start, remember, guys, sign-ups for the White Perch Open are live right now on our website at anglersnappers.com. That is August 2nd, so make sure to go into our website, check it out, sign up. Always a great event. So let's get started with the fishing report. Let's start with Rockfish. Upper Bay, bite's been, obviously it's getting hot, so it's been up and down. The best areas to go target them right now are going to be essentially in the Upper Bay, Pools Island to the eastern shore, Hodges Bar. A lot of the guys up there are eeling through those humps up there and also catfishing there. Remember, if you're catfishing, this is one of the hot new little rigs here, the takedown rig or float rig. They have a lot of different names. It just floats or bait off the bottom a little bit. Great bait lure or rig, I should say. For both, I mean, you'll even get rockfish on them too. They're not that picky when you're bait fishing. But eeling's going to be a great place to do that up there by Pools Island. The Patapsco River is going to be a good area to troll around the Key Bridge up into the inner harbor. Also fish structure up there. Coming out of there, the mouth of the Patapsco into Love Point. And of course, the Bay Bridge is always a safety net depending on the tide. As we move south a little bit and we're going towards Eastern Bay, the mouth of Eastern Bay there, Poplar, some of the classic points like Thomas Point. It's also been an early morning bite for a lot of these places. So make sure you get out there early, try some top water, and then find moving water in those deeper ledges. So the Hill, Tillman Point inside Eastern Bay, Thomas Point are going to be classic areas to now go jig. And this time of the year, guys, remember, downsize a little bit. Try the NOBN 3-inch. They offer actually heavy enough weight jig heads to get them down deep. So these are great for this time of the year. And you're also going to catch other stuff like perch and even some surprise stuff like a little flounder at times. Not as common, but you can get them in with those 3-inch NOBNs. As we get down farther south, now we're talking down towards Chesapeake Beach and beyond, we started going more towards Bluefish. So bluefishing's really been good so far this year, and everybody's been talking about it, but it really kind of kicks in once we get into the summer shutdown for rockfish when everybody starts heading down there. Remember, get a whole bunch of these sting silvers, lacer minnows. Any metal is going to be essential to have in that 3/4, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce size. You're gonna get bit off, guys. It's just part of the game, especially when you're casting to them. We haven't heard of any mackerel mixed in yet. Down in Virginia, they're catching them, but nothing up this far yet. So we're gonna keep an eye out for that. Trolling planers and spoonbrellas is also a great way to finding those fish if you don't see them on the surface. So trolling anywhere from Chesapeake Beach down towards the target ship. The further south you go right now, the better it's gonna get. I will say start at Chesapeake Beach, head down Solomon's, or launch Solomon's and get down even farther to the state line. As we get down there, now talking about the target ship, Point Lookout, Tangier, it is Cobia season, and they are here in Maryland waters. We heard of some guys catching a few right off Point Lookout towards Smith's Point, target ship. Sight fishing can be effective, and we have some great new lures. Everybody throws eels at them, live eels, but this is a great imitation here. You can, put your favorite jig head on there, whatever size you want, to make it fall at whatever rate you want to get it down to them. They really mimic an eel perfectly, as you can see. So try them on, especially right now when those cobia are there. And chunking's been one of the things that a lot of people are doing. This week specifically, we heard that Smith Point was doing a little bit better than the humps on the south side of the target ship. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you have some tide moving and have some chum and plenty of chunks and even some live eels, because that's what you want for them. Let's move on to some other stuff. Bass fishing. We are in the middle of the summer, guys. A lot of these mill ponds, reservoirs and whatnot, they're full of grass, hydrilla, etc. And in a lot of these reservoirs, I actually still like to crank, especially these natural imitation bluegill or shad patterns, but I focus a lot on the bluegill patterns right now for those bass when I'm fishing those reservoirs. And for a lot of these other ponds, smaller lakes and whatnot, a classic fluke is going to be a killer, especially around the grass, lily pads and all of that. Weightless is going to be great. And smallmouth fishing, obviously this is one of the times when a lot of people like to go out to the Potomac, Upper Potomac, Susquehanna, and a lot of these places to go try to catch some smallies, and those flukes will work great for that, especially early morning when they're feeding more on the surface. So give those a shot. Snakehead fishing has also been kind of hit or miss, but it's all depending on the area. It's middle of the summer right now, guys, so fish early, fish late. Don't fish right in the middle of the day because in a lot of places that shallow water gets too hot. Keep that in mind. One thing I forgot to touch bases on is white perch. Little rattle traps like these are my favorite to use this time of the year. They mimic a lot of this small little bunker and other big fish around the rivers. And it's been actually better than last year so far to start off. Hearing of good reports in the Patapsco, Magothy, and some creeks, and in some main stems of the bay. So get out there, cast them all along the shorelines, and you will probably find some of them. Ocean fishing, Ocean City, Delaware, any of these areas, it is summertime, and of course the offshore bite is still there. Hasn't really popped off yet that we know of, but everybody's still going out to the Baltimore, Washington, a lot of those places, and trolling for some yellowfin. It's primarily yellowfin. You still see a few bluefin around, but depending on how this water warms up and how it gets pushed up, we're going to see a change hopefully soon, and probably start seeing a lot more mahi and whatnot. Inshore wrecks, or in Ocean City, we're seeing flounder. Obviously that is your summer fish around the coastal areas, and good old curly tail, especially these door matadors, are great on a bucktail or a jig head. They're scented with Procure already, so kind of like a gulp, I would say works that same way. They're great. I use them all the time for other stuff as well, but they are great flounder lures, or trailers I should say. So pick your favorite bucktail and throw it down there. A lot of shorts, at least this past week, around the inshore, inlets and whatnot. They're starting to still catch a few tog, a few sheepshead here and there, and of course bluefish in the mix, and with a few stripers at night. Crabbing wise, I've heard it's been actually pretty good around here back in the Chesapeake. A lot of people are talking about the Y. That's a good classic area, as well as the Magothy. So decent sized crabs as well for what we've been hearing. Nothing specific on the bait, but you obviously can never go wrong with chicken necks or racer clams. So that's it for your fishing report, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys back next week.